Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we uncover the secrets hidden within corporate filings. And today's filing looks like it is about a company that has decided to ditch a key advisor and shake up its internal rules. This report from Alaunos Therapeutics Incorporated is packed with some interesting moves. From ending a major financial advisory agreement to updating their company rulebook, and even giving us a glimpse into their early stage obesity drug research. Let's dive in and see what it all means. Before we dive too deep, if you are finding value in these insights, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And for those who want to connect with fellow corporate finance enthusiasts, our Discord community link is in the description below. You do not want to miss it. So, the earliest event this report is talking about happened on the 8th of January of 2026. This is a standard filing for companies reporting big changes. First up, Alaunos Therapeutics Incorporated decided to end its relationship with Cantor Fitzgerald and Company, a financial advisory firm. Think of Cantor as the company's exclusive go-to person for figuring out big business deals like mergers or selling parts of the company. They signed an agreement back in August of 2023. Now, Alaunos has sent them packing. The good news for Alaunos is they are ending this without having to pay any extra fees for the termination itself, and no big deals were actually made during this advisory period. This move basically means Alaunos is saying we're going to explore these strategic options ourselves for now, or maybe with someone else. It signals a shift in their strategy or perhaps their confidence in finding the right path forward without this specific advisor. Next, Alaunos updated its corporate rulebook known as the bylaws. These aren't just minor tweaks, they've put in some pretty comprehensive procedures for shareholders who want to nominate new directors or propose other business matters at company meetings. It is like they're tightening up the rules of engagement for shareholders, requiring more notice, more detailed information about who is proposing what, and making sure they follow modern regulations like the Universal Proxy Rule. This can make it a bit tougher for shareholder activists to push their agenda unless they play by the new, stricter rules. It also gives the meeting chairperson more power to decide if a proposal or nomination even gets considered. They also updated other standard procedures, making them more aligned with current legal practices. Now, this is where things get interesting on the shareholder front. There is a group of investors who have collectively filed documents showing they own a significant chunk of Alaunos' stock, about 8.6% initially. They've been talking to the company's board, suggesting ways to increase the value for all shareholders. Their main idea so far has been to propose a new director, a Mr. Gerald W. Bruce, joining the board. The company has received his information and the Corporate Governance Committee will review it. However, they're being carefully worded, saying there is no guarantee Mr. Bruce will actually be appointed. This could mean there is some back and forth happening between this shareholder group and the board about the company's future direction. Shifting gears, Alaunos is also giving us an update on a promising area of research, a new drug for obesity and related metabolic issues. This isn't a drug that is ready for people yet. It is still in the early stages, what they call preclinical studies. What is exciting here is their approach. Instead of focusing on hormones like some other obesity drugs, they're working on a new, non-hormonal way to tackle obesity. They have identified a lead compound, meaning a specific molecule that looks most promising for further testing. They've done some initial animal studies, specifically in mice, and the results are encouraging. The mice treated with their compound showed significant weight loss and improved body composition, meaning they lost fat while keeping muscle. This is a big deal because it suggests a potentially different and maybe better way to treat obesity, especially if it comes with fewer side effects than current options. Now, let's talk about the money side of things. As of the end of September 2025, Alaunos had about $1.9 million in cash. This is a pretty small amount for a biotech company, especially one doing drug development. They expect this cash to last them only into the first quarter of 2026. This means they absolutely need to secure more funding, and they're planning to do it no later than the end of that first quarter. This is a critical point. Developing new drugs is incredibly expensive and takes a long time. This cash situation means they're under a lot of pressure to either raise money or find a partner to help fund their obesity program and keep the lights on. It is a tightrope walk for sure, and as always, they include those all-important forward-looking statements. These are essentially their best guesses and hopes for the future, covering things like their obesity program, potential future announcements, protecting their discoveries, and their need for more money or partnerships. But they also warn that a lot of risks and uncertainties could make the actual results very different. Things like whether their early research actually works in humans, getting enough patent protection, finding the money, and facing scientific and regulatory hurdles. They're basically saying, this is what we hope will happen. but a lot could go wrong. Finally, the filing lists the exhibits that back up what they've reported. This includes the updated company bylaws and the notice of termination for their engagement with Cantor Fitzgerald. And the report is signed off by Holger Weiss, their Chief Executive Officer, on the 8th of January 2026, confirming these actions are official. So, what is the takeaway here? Alaunos is making some significant strategic decisions. They're parting ways with their financial advisor, which could mean they want more control over their strategy or are looking for new guidance. They're also making it harder for shareholders to propose changes, which might be their way of trying to maintain stability or control their own path. The big news, however, is their preclinical obesity program. The early data is quite promising, suggesting a potentially novel approach to a massive market. But the flip side is this extremely tight cash situation. They have very little runway, and securing substantial funding or a partnership is absolutely essential for them to continue developing this promising drug candidate. The activist shareholder group also adds a layer of potential conflict or influence that will be interesting to watch. It feels like Alaunos is at a crossroads, trying to navigate significant strategic shifts while facing urgent financial pressures. Alright, that is our breakdown of Alaunos Therapeutics Incorporated's latest filing. What is your take on these moves and what they signal for the company's future? Do you think their obesity drug research is a game changer, or will funding issues derail them? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps us out, and subscribe for more deep dives into the corporate world. And don't forget to check out the Discord link in the description to join the conversation. Thanks for watching. See you next time.